Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy IAS Academy. So, a most important news which is there in the newspaper from Manipur that 3 militants arrested in Manipur. Ji haan. So, as you can see here, this news was there in The Hindu, and according to an official, a militant demanded money from schools, colleges, shopkeepers, and elected members in Kumbi area. Ji haan. Just imagine being a school principal in Manipur region, not knowing if today you will get a student or a threat letter from a gunman. So, in the silence of dawn, security forces sweep through the villages, not for the routine patrolling, but to stop something which is far more dangerous there. An underground network of terror who are demanding money from these schools, from elected leaders, as well as shopkeeper in the name of rebellion. That is why on 6th of June, on 6th of June 2025, three dreaded militants banned from the outfits like कांगली पाक है ना, कांगली पाक कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी जिसको पीपल्स वॉर ग्रुप भी कहा जाता है, and UPPK, these two groups. So these people, they were caught, and that ended a reign of extortion as well as fear. Now, but what does this mean for Manipur region? जी हाँ, अब मणिपुर रीजन के लिए इसका मतलब क्या है? A state which is already torn apart by the ethnic conflict, political breakdown, as well as years of silence from its own leaders. So, is this justice or just another chapter in the story of fire, betrayal, as well as fragile peace? So stay till the end as we decode that why this matters and how it connects to the deeper ethnic wounds of Manipur and what the world must learn from this unfolding tragedy in India's northeastern region. So what happened in Manipur? What is the context here? So let's try to understand that what happened in Manipur region, है ना, recently. So let me tell you the context that security forces in Manipur region, as you can see here, they have arrested the three militants from different places on Friday, that is 6th June 2025, and these militants belong to the two banned groups. अब ये दो बैंड ग्रुप हैं कौन से, है ना? These militant belong to the two band groups. Now, first band group is called as Kangle Pai Communist Party, which is also called as People's War Group. As you can see their symbol, this is the symbol of Kangle Pai Communist Party, which is also called as People's War Group, है ना? KCP, PWG, that is People War Group. Second कौन सी है? UPPK. As you can see here, this symbol, है ना? UPPK. What is UPPK? United People's Party of Kangle Pai. United People's Party of Kangle Pai. Okay, ठीक है. Now, where and who were arrested? सबसे पहली बात ये है कौन कौन अरेस्ट हुआ और कहां पर अरेस्ट किया गया, ठीक है. तो सबसे पहला नाम मैं बताना चाहूंगा वांगू शमशांग. जी हां, वांगू शमशांग. कहां पर? बिष्णुपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट. नाउ वांगू शमशांग, an active member of KCP, that is People's War Group, was arrested and he was involved in extortion, है ना. ये जो member है, he was involved in, ये जितने भी member arrest हुए, तीन member, they were, so remember this thing, Wangu, he was involved in extortion, asking for the money from schools, from colleges, shopkeepers, elected public representatives also, and especially in the Kumbi area, ठीक है. दूसरा नाम जो इंसान अरेस्ट हुआ है, तो अब नाम तो बहुत थोड़े से आप कह सकते हैं एलांग पोकपोई, है ना. एलांग पोकपोई करके नाम है. सो एलांग पोकपोई माई लेकी एरिया, है ना. कहां पर? काकचिंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट का, काकचिंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट. अब ये कौन है? ही वॉज द अनदर मेंबर ऑफ पीपल्स वॉर ग्रुप हु वॉज कॉट, है ना. देन थर्ड, कुंबोंग बाजार. कहां पर? इम्फाल वेस्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट. वहां पे भी एक यूपीपीके का जो कैडर है उसको अरेस्ट किया गया. वो किस चीज में? तो याद रखिएगा ये सभी लोग एक्सटॉर्शन में इन्वॉल्व है ना. नाउ अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, not only these people, also weapons as well as explosives are also recovered, as you can see here, है ना. So let me tell you, there is one village in Kangpokoi district, है ना, और उस विलेज का नाम है कोटजिम विलेज. सो कोटजिम विलेज which is in Kangpokpi district, their search operation was conducted, and in search operation what they found 3 firearms, then 8 mortars as well as other items. Then इसी के साथ ही साथ एक और विलेज है जिसका नाम है यांगू बंग विलेज, है ना, यांगू बंग विलेज. ये कहां पर है? तेंगनुपाई डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, तेंगनुपाल डिस्ट्रिक्ट में है. यहां पे भी सर्च ऑपरेशन किया गया 5 जून को, और वहां पर पाया गया बहुत सारे आर्म्स एंड 4 IED, इम्प्रोवाइज एक्सप्लोसिव डिवाइसेस, है ना. नाउ ठीक है, ये तो कुछ फैक्ट हो गए कि यहां पर ये सारे वेपन्स पाए गए. ठीक, अब सवाल ये उठता है, द क्वेश्चन हियर इज व्हाई आर दीज ऑपरेशंस हैपनिंग, है ना, व्हाई आर दीज ऑपरेशंस हैपनिंग. सो लेट मी टेल यू दैट सिंस May 2023 there have been ethnic violence between Meeti, Kuki-Zo groups, and over 260 people have died in this ethnic violence, and thousands of people, they have lost their homes. That is why this year on 13th February 2025, अब इस साल क्या हुआ, 13 February 2025 को the central government imposed president rule in Manipur region, and the chief minister, as you can see here, N Biren Singh, he resigned, and the state assembly was suspended, but it officially continues until 2027. Now what is the situation now? तो अब यहां पर मणिपुर में सिचुएशन कैसी है? सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस आर स्टिल देयर, दे आर कंडक्टिंग द सर्च ऑपरेशंस, they are doing area domination in both hills as well as valley district. Now the focus is on fringe as well as vulnerable areas. Now what can be its impact? अब इन सभी चीजों के possible impacts क्या हो सकते हैं? See, the arrest of 3 militants and the recovery of the weapons as well as explosives in Manipur have several immediate as well as long term impact. There can be security impact, public confidence, है ना, ब्रॉडर एथनिक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सिचुएशन भी हो सकती है. अब अगर हम इंपैक्ट की बात करें तो आइए हम इंपैक्ट समझते हैं. सो व्हाट आर इट्स इंपैक्ट? फर्स्ट थिंग विल बी शॉर्ट टर्म इंपैक्ट ऑन सिक्योरिटी. शॉर्ट टर्म इंपैक्ट ऑन सिक्योरिटी. Now how short term impact on security? Now let me tell you, first thing is disruption of militant activities. जी हाँ, disruption of militant activities. कैसे? See, the arrested cadres, they were involved in extortion from the school, shops as well as elected members. Now that is why their arrest will disrupt the funding channels for the militant groups like People's War Group, then UPPK, है ना. Now another short term impact will be prevention of possible attack. कैसे? Like for example, recovery of firearms, mortars, explosive devices. These things indicates that potential planned violence was there. So neutralizing these threats prevents the bombing as well as attacks and possibly saving lives of many people in the area. Clear? Now another impact could be psychological impact. Now psychological impact on civilians. Now how? Psychological impact on civilians. First thing will be fear versus relief. Now what does it mean? Fear versus relief. So let me tell you. See, people may feel relieved knowing militants have been caught and weapons seized, but it also reminds the public that militant threats still exist, especially in fringe areas. Then reduce public participation. If elected members are being extorted, it discourages the grassroots democracy as well as local governance in the affected areas. Then impact on ethnic dynamics, है ना? Impact on ethnic dynamics. कैसे? So let me tell you that it deepens the distrust between the communities. Like arrest from one group can be seen as targeted actions by the other side, especially in a sensitive ethnic environment like conflict between Methi and Kuki-Zo. Then it also justifies the continued militarization. Now, ongoing threats as well as recoveries, it gives the state as well as center a reason to maintain or increase the military presence in this region, especially under the present rule. Then there can be political and administrative impact. Now, what can be the possible political and administrative impact? So let me tell you, it validates the present rule. Now, these arrests shows that law and order is still fragile in this region, which justifies the central control over the Manipur administration. Now, this also weakens the local political leadership. See, the extortion of the elected representatives as well as lack of state government response, this reflects the failure of the local leadership. That means a consequence of the suspended assembly. Then what can be the long-term impact on peace process? Long-term impact on peace process. So let me tell you that trust building challenge हमेशा रहेगा. कैसे? Now try to understand, for any peace dialogue or ethnic reconciliation, incidents like these things make it harder to build the trust between the state as well as the communities. Then there is a need for comprehensive disarmament. कैसे? Like for example, recovery of weapons, it shows that the need for a larger mobilization program, not just arrest. तो overall message इससे हमें क्या मिल रहा है? That these events signal the ongoing unrest and also highlight the underground militant operations in this region. And it also shows the cracks in governance despite the central control over the control under the present rule. And they also remind us that peace in Manipur remains fragile thing, and it will need more than just arrest. So it needs healing, justice as well as inclusive dialogue. है ना? So overall अभी हमने ये जो चीजें समझी. So 3 militants caught, weapons are already seized, then explosive devices diffused. But can you arrest fear? Can you handcuff ethnic hatred? And can you detain the decades of neglect? So Manipur is not just about fighting the rebels. It is fighting its own ghost of injustice. है ना? It is like fighting its own ghost, like injustice, identity, as well as invisibility. So present rule may have suspended the assembly, but who will restore the soul of this land? है ना? From schools were being extorted to the elected leaders, they are receiving threats, and the ground reality is far from the headlines. So this is not just India's internal issue. It is a case study in how a fragile peace, if ignored, can collapse into the chronic conflict. So to the world watching, this is not just about Manipur, this is about every place where silence is louder than justice. And if you found this story, this video important, then share it. Start a conversation and don't let the story fade into the background. Because one day the price of looking away might be too high for all. Thank you so much.